we enjoy it for 24 hours, but we're back to work. So I think I would suggest to all of our fans, subscribe to the 24-hour rule. Enjoy it for 24, wallow in it for 24, but then we're going to be back to work right away. So all of our fans that are passionate about it, we're not going to let somebody beat us twice. You know, we're not going to let a loss affect us again the next week, or a win affect how we prepare the next week either. We're gonna deal with it in 24 hours, and we're gonna move on. Yes.
Which away stadium do you enjoy?
Well, we've played in, as you know, so many great venues. I love the iconic venues, the ones that have such, you know, tradition, whether it be Yankee Stadium, Fenway Park, some of the older venues that we played in. Dublin was obviously fabulous. You know, the NFL stadiums, because we do so well in terms of drawing, even create a great atmosphere there. I mean, you know, obviously we're not talking about Notre Dame Stadium because that's the absolute best. You know, running out of that tunnel, there's nothing like it. But, you know, I think, you know, for me, and again, I'm a bit biased, you know, but Fenway Park was just fabulous for me as a Bostonian, going back there and looking at the Green Monster and thinking that we're playing there. That was pretty cool. And Yankee Stadium, those two really stood out. We had one more in here, yes.
On your schedule, the teams you're playing, is there somebody that you personally, you're passionate about, you just want to kick their tail, somebody that kind of beats at you?
Michigan. Well, we, you know, Michigan keeps asking us to play, and we're saying, listen, we beat you 38-0.
What's in it for us?
Really? I mean, you got to give us a better game.
We got to toughen up the schedule.
You know, we're going to play Michigan State first. And then see where that goes. You know, I've always believed that the first game is such a momentum builder for your year. And look, it's going to be remember the Alamo for Texas, okay? Those Texans are going to remember what happened when they came up here. And so we've really got our eyes fixed on the Texas game. That's a very, very important game. So I don't think that there's anything that sways us to emotions and anything other than being prepared for what's going to be a very hostile environment on a Sunday night. All of their All-Americans are coming back for that game, and so we've got to be prepared for that. Let's take a couple more and we'll get some pictures.
Freshmen coming in next week, how many you foresee playing this year, 6 or 7?
Yeah, I would say, you know, so we had our mid-year enrollees, you know, so you got to count those guys. And I think, you know, Devin Studstill is definitely a guy that's going to play safety, for us, right? The safety from West Palm Beach. You know, I think Tommy Kramer, an offensive lineman from Cincinnati Elders, got a chance to compete for a 2 deep position. You know, he's a very gifted player. And I think there's a number of guys in the defensive backfield.
What about Pride? I guess
Pride is a very gifted player. I think that Julian Love from Chicago is a very gifted player. I think that I think Jalen Elliott, safety from Richmond, Virginia, is a very talented player. So I think if you're going to see some players on the field, it's most likely in the back end of our defense. A couple more, yeah.
Is there any player that has an edge for starting quarterback this year between Deshaun and?
That's a tough one.
Actually, we almost went around the horn. I'm kind of surprised that we got that far. The obligatory quarterback question. Look, you know, it's hard. You know, it's hard to take away what Deshaun did, his body of work. Malik didn't get that work. Unfortunately, he got injured. So I felt it was important to let Malik catch up in the spring. And what I mean by catch up is learn the offense. The offense evolved under Deshaun Kaiser. So what we did during the year was kind of evolve as an offense and then really allow Malik to learn the offense in the spring and catch up. So I think Malik did that. He learned the offense. It was different when Malik went out than when we finished the year. So I think they're both on equal ground now, and camp will out. Here's what I can tell you for sure. there'll be a number 1 and a number 2. It's not gonna be musical quarterbacks, 1A, 1B. We're gonna clearly have an identity with a starting quarterback. Now, if you know, somebody's not playing well, and we're not playing well as an offense, and we're not moving the ball, and just like a starting pitcher's getting hit around and you pull your pitcher, or there's an injury, hope not, but then we'd go to another quarterback that is experienced and can play. But there's going to be a number 1, I can tell you that for sure.
What about Wimbush? I mean, when you talk
Well,
about
you
the
know, so
quarterbacks,
there's not enough balls for everybody.
I was thinking of putting him, I'm just saying, I was trying to think that maybe you put him in a different position.
We can redshirt him.
Oh, you can? Oh, that's cool. Will he go with that?
He'll go with it.
No, that's cool.
He'll go with it.
Yeah, because he's got a great arm and a great.
He's a great player. He's a great kid, and he'll redshirt for
Oh,
us.
cool. That's good.
Yeah. Yes.
How do you think the
Two more.
the Showtime series impacted the team last year?
I think
would
what
you do
the
it again?
Well, the Showtime series, I thought, gave everybody a real fair glimpse at who we are as a football program. I think it really showed who our kids are, what they do on a day-to-day basis, and really that, you know, we're not anybody different than the average football player, but they have different challenges on a day-to-day basis in the classroom, and I think everybody was favorably impressed with the way we handle ourselves. And there were challenges. There's no question. When you have a camera in front of Harry Heastand for 24 hours, he's not a big camera guy. But I thought it went pretty good. Last question.
What are your rules for players posting on social media, like for Facebook and Twitter? And is it different than when they talk straight to the camera?
Yeah. So social media, essentially anything that you know, has proprietary information, anything that is within the family cannot be shared. Injuries can't be shared. Information that's in meetings can't be shared. So anything that is within the walls cannot be shared. And so, you know, we're not going to take social media away. It's here to stay. We just try to constantly educate our guys. There are repercussions if you don't handle yourself well on social media, but look, it's not going anywhere. It's only going to get more prevalent. It is every day. I started, Dave Poloquin's here, who handles our recruiting, and 2 years ago we had Monday night phone calls. You can't have a Monday night phone call anymore. They don't pick up the phone. You got to get on Twitter. You got to get on some other form of communication because they're not on the phone. So social media is not going away. So, all right, guys, appreciate it. Great having you here.